What I don't think you have anything to say about is your weird obsession with trench coats at a certain point.
I was a
And
trench eye.
you had a freaking duster.
So I was hoping that I still had the duster, but some like memory in the back of my mind that has me giving it to somebody else, and then most likely hurtling that shit over the border so that it could be ravaged by ravenous dogs. Which fair enough. It did stink, so that's a thing. But anyway, I had to oil that boy with ostrich oil, and it never looked as good as this. So I probably was using the wrong ass oil. Anyway, this is what it looked like, guy. Down to that little hunchback of Notre Dame ass little kind of like flap over the shoulders that went all the way around and shit. And you did have to oil it with like some ostrich oil, I think it was, because then it would just look like it would get like these white creases on it from its dryness. I don't know where the oil was going, guy. How much oil can you contribute to it? It was like you're feeding, nay, giving offerings to some fucking elder god or some shit. Anyway, as you can see on this guy, looks pretty great, guy. On me, nah, homie. Boo, stinky. Man, it sucks so hard. Anyway, back to the video, guy. I guess. Oh, don't mind the spiders. It's just thematic aesthetic. Anyway, like if you go to a cowboy boot store, it kind of stunk like that a little bit. There was, well, everybody likes a duster.
Black leather duster. Tough, muscular dude. Underneath it, inside of it. Very sexual.
But I feel like well, I should say a lot of teenage boys like dusters. But I feel like the Columbine assholes kind of ruined the trench coat thing.
That might be the worst thing they did.
Damn, homie. I feel like they ruined that among other things, which were worse.
Yeah.
But, I and others at the school were wearing trench coats. But I felt, I'm not wearing a trench coat. I'm wearing a fucking duster, guy.
Yeah.
We're in the West. Come on, it's a fucking duster. So when the Columbine thing happened, I was still in high school, and they put a ban across the board, like they did in a lot of schools, I'm sure. Nobody could wear trench coats anymore, as if that would fucking stop somebody from shooting up with a joint, right? But anyway, so all the trench boys were like, come on, guy.
Yeah.
And admittedly, they were all edgelords, but, that's how it goes in just about every school, right? And I was like, I got the out, guy. I'm freaking wearing a duster. So I just kept wearing that, boy. And of course, I got called into the office. And I was a good student in terms of, grades and stuff. So I kind of got leeway a lot. And they were like, come on, guy, you can't be wearing this on a guy's fucking duster, guy.
I gotta oil that boy.
I gotta oil this motherfucker. It's just clearly I got too much time to spend on oiling to be shooting places up. And this is cringe, guy.
Oh no.
It got to the point where I was butting heads with the administration so much over this fucking duster, which, by the way, at that point I was obstinately wearing to make a fucking point. I was principal now. It was steaming hot, and I was wearing that bitch.
You were dying?
I was dying inside, guy. And then, of course, being a corpulent fellow, corpulent, one, and then two, I'm tall, and I'm trying to fit in these fucking tiny school desks, which, by the way, in our cheap-ass school are still school desks from fucking 4th grade.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I have to take the duster off every time, and it's
all
getting
crunchy and
it's getting oil all over.
It's getting,
Floor goes in here.
Oh!
getting crunchy.
Yeah, it's
because you're
getting
not oiling it off.
mad crunch, guy. You know when chicks ask you for your jacket or something when they're cold, or your sweater? I'd be like, I got this fucking duster, bitch. You want to wear this shit? And they'd be like, hell yeah. And then they'd be like, never mind, guys. This shit's oily as shit. Anyway, fucking, I fought the fight, the good fight, guy. And eventually, administration was like, guy, we got to stop giving you passes. We're going to, this is it, guy. You either stop wearing the duster or you're going to have to be put an alternative. And I was like, really, guys? Come on, guy. All right. So I brought the big guns in, guy. I brought my grandma in.
Oh, classic.
And let me tell you, she won the fight, guy. And they were like, fine, you can wear the fucking duster. And then I was like, nah, I'm good, homie. Never wore the duster again. It's somewhere. I think it's still in there, guy.
Is it in the house?
I'll tell you what's also in there, these humongous stomper boots that I used to wear.
How could I forget that? You got the big boys.
I wore knee-high stomper boots. We might have to insert the
We
picture.
might have to, guy.
So after a brief search, I followed the ways of the ancient masters. In this case, not Confucius, but Toucan Sam. who taught us that we should follow our nose. And let me tell you, sage wisdom, because all it took was a couple of whiffs in a dark room, and I was like, they gotta be over there because it smells like feet and mushrooms. And so I clawed my way through the, steely webs of many, and I do mean many, daddy long legs, and I reached my claw down, through these webs, and there were these stiff things from which emitted this horrendous scent. And I plucked them out and then plopped them in the fucking kitchen, and lo and behold, this is how they're staying, guy. You know what I'm saying? They're literally concrete. I can't move them. They're stiff as hell. I'm pretty sure I can't fucking, wiggle my tootsies in there anymore, much less my club and hoof, because that's my other foot. And that's just how they are, They're leather. So I don't know if leather just dries out to this point, so I might have to oil them boys ostrich oil style. You also might notice here that they are somehow dirtier than my kitchen, which, by the way, I don't use this kitchen, and yet look at it. Gruesome. Look at those light switches, guy. Fucking mummy color, guy. Anyway, these fucking things are dirtier than anything in the kitchen, and that's because they have a coat of what I must dub mummy dust. Mummy dust. And I'm pretty sure underneath that the fucking mummy dust is moldy ass shit, guy.
Moldy ass shit.
Everybody that's watched the channel for a while knows that every summer I have problems with fucking moss and mold and shit. And I'm pretty sure these boys are the source, guy. This is fucking patient zero you're looking at here. Anyway, I got these boys because, I hate to say this, man, but I think we're all guilty of this. I had a partner that was kind of like this gothy chick back in my high school days. And, sometimes you want to match the aesthetic of your partner. I wasn't trying to copycat. I like metal and all that stuff, but I didn't dress the part. Too busy wearing Garth Brooks shirts or some shit. But, I bought these boys, put on my duster, and trod the streets a solid 2 inches off the ground. So it was like, I was going to break my ankle one of those days. I did. They're pathetic. They're disgusting. I'll show you just a side note here. I did import these. So that's an extra layer of patheticness. They cost a fuck ton of money to begin with. Over $100. Near 200. Let's just say that. Plus the shipping from fucking Spain. So this picture does no justice to how gigantic and Frankensteinian they truly fucking are. What it does do justice is representing how fucking crappy and corny they are. So, there you go, guys. Those are fucking boots.
Never haven't worn them in years. I'm not gonna lie, back then, when you were a kid, you either look at your older brother as turds or pretty cool. I kind of looked up to you. That's long gone.
Come on, guys. Hating?
Yeah.
Hating the game?
But anyway, even back then, I was like, this boot shit.
The boot? You didn't like the boot?
It's cringe, dude.
The boot was great.
As a kid, I was like, this boot shit gotta stop.
Wearing the boots with the John Cena cutoffs? You could definitely see my ass.
I only remember you wearing them twice, honestly.
No, I wore them a number of times. It's just I wasn't around you when I wore them.
I erased that shit from my mind.
I wouldn't blame you, guy.
You still have those boots?
I still have them, guy.
You should rock those shits when we go out.
Imagine?
Yeah.
Here's one you definitely fucking are still obsessed with.